afternoon, good evening. Hello, hello. Oh, it's a bit loud, isn't it? Outside, hang on. Give me a second. Sound mixers, sound mixer. That's a bit better. Right. Welcome. I have an issue with the overlay here. For some reason, the overlay doesn't want to connect. Not sure what it has to do with Sim Connect or something. Try to restart Sim Connect, didn't work. So, unfortunately, so the only thing that works, yeah, I got the name, but the rest of the data isn't coming through. And another thing, weirdly enough, my Restream chat, so the program doesn't work either. Now I can see the messages are going through on both sides, so you guys can see all the messages, but I can't have one, you know, just focused on one app. So a couple of things not working today. So computers, right? Hey, easy, wie geht's dir? Dankeschön. Ein Jahr, hey, whatever, applause. Thank you so much, at least the applause works.
Hello, chat.
Hello, easy. And when are you arriving in Lillystad? When will I see you? And Mark, hello. Yes, excited. Tomorrow I'm driving up to Lillystad. Looking forward to meeting lots of people over the weekend. And learning, hopefully, some more cool news coming in over the weekend. Tomorrow evening as well. Excellent. Yeah, I guess it's so easy. I guess I'll see you on Saturday then, right? And Nanak, hello to you. 66 months. Nanak, thank you so much for the long-term support. Thank you very much. Oh, it's a bit different having to look at both chats. So Jacob, hello. Kabel, hello. Mike, hello. Flying Fabian, hello to you. And also Lilo, hello. Mark, yes, I said hello to Mark already. Looking forward to Mark to seeing you tomorrow. TW Simulations, hello. Luke, hello. Mickey, hello. Thomas, hello. Avimar, Gude. Avimar, yeah, I was sad to hear that you're not well. Get well soon, Avimar. And then hopefully I'll see you next year in Lillystad. Thank you much, Avimar. And yeah, Nadak, hello. Hope you're doing well. Thanks again for the 66 months. Flugzeit, moin. TW. So what are we doing today? Right. So today we are flying, as you can see, the iniBuilds 350 with the latest update. 1.2.4. So there have been some improvements to the fuel calculations in the FMS. I think some improvements with the VNAV path. I mean, we can have a look at the different improvements. Let's have a look here. So it said fixed aircraft had inadvertently entered descent mode, and it was impossible to re-enter climb mode. Having multiple planned step climbs was fixed. Fuel burn predictions, MCU, are inaccurate. Well, they fixed that. Aircraft auto-rotating before V1. So that was fixed. DMEs displaying as VORs was fixed, okay. And, oh yeah, that's a big thing. Adjusted the roll sensitivity based on user feedback. Ha! You know, sometimes I'm doubting my sanity when I'm saying, like, this just feels way too sensitive. Like a big jet shouldn't feel it. And then everybody's saying, but real-world pilots were saying it's accurate. Okay, well, I'm not a real-world A350 pilot, right? Never flown it, so who am I to criticize that? But I just couldn't believe it was going to be that sensitive, right? So they fixed that, and we'll see how that flies in the end. Yeah, Marty, Lashley, yeah, the trend's sounding nice, yeah. And Lila says the roll feels good now. Okay, cool. Oh yeah, Avimar, no doubt, no doubt. If your ears, in the ears blocked, take that seriously, by all means, yes. Yeah, you don't want a blockage and then have your eardrums ripped out. Enzo, hello to you. Mickey asks, what happens if you dial a low out in the FCU? I tested update today, and it instantly will make the top percent disappear unless I dialed the cruise out back in the FCU, in which case I went back to cruise mode. Okay. So what, you dialed in? Hang on. So what, where did you dial in what? Yeah, nothing happens. If I dial lower altitude in here, nothing happens. Although, let me just check now. Yeah, cruise level 410. Okay, no. This should be in standard. Anyways, standard, right. Okay. Hey, Gunman, hello. Enzo says you need to retry the 350. Could be. If you find, guys, if you find something wrong, by all means, report that to iniBuilds. Yeah. You know, by all means. I am not going to say you're wrong or anything. I'm sure you're knowledgeable enough to find these issues, right? Good. Okay, so the idea today is that we are going to fly. Now, since the overlay doesn't show anything, I might as well just take it out, because otherwise people are going to say, oh, the overlay isn't working. Yeah, I'm aware it isn't. So, yeah, so we're going to fly to Hong Kong. I have the new scenery for Hong Kong, also from iniBuilds. And currently, let's have a look here. Estimated land in about 2 hours. So what I did, I loaded in the aircraft in Munich, loaded in the flight plan, loaded in fuel according to the flight plan, what we would have at position. Let's see, view flight plan. So I checked, I'd searched for a waypoint, which is about 2 hours remaining flight time, which was about here, off-RAL, and then looked at the fuel, added a bit extra, put that fuel in as a remaining value, and then I used the FSI panel to zoom myself to the position off-RAL. Hey Morphos. TW simulations. Right. Yeah, anything? Oh yeah, and then the second flight we're going to do the we're going to try out the new Black Square Caravan. So I mean, we like the Caravan, very kind of all-rounder aircraft that you can use for many different situations. And so that's something we're going to try out, especially today, the floats. So now I actually, you know what, I would love to try out the floats in northern Italy. So maybe fly to Venice and also then fly to yeah, some of the big lakes there. Hey Lilienthal, wie geht's dir? And Tuxu, hello. Yeah, Lake Garda, exactly, right? So that would be nice. The only thing was, I checked for any kind of water harbors to land at on Lake Garda. Oh, Mickey, you live nearby? Oh, you lucky man. What a beautiful area. Beautiful. yeah, cool. I am very excited about Lelystad, guys. So very much looking forward to that. Mainly to meet many people again from my community. Meet up with some fellow streamers as well. Talk to some people there, and then yeah, chat with people from Microsoft, Tolis, Aerosoft, yeah, wind control obviously. Check out some new hardware. See what's going on, what they've planned for the rest of the year, and then yeah, just enjoy the time there. Alex, hello to you. So let me see if I can restart my restream chat. If that is working or not. Nope. It says, whoops, something went wrong. Try reloading the page. Yeah, I did that many times. Just doesn't wanna do anything, right? Well, here's the thing. Guys, here's the thing. So, according to my knowledge, Microsoft added inertia tensors with the SU4. So to my knowledge, it's now up to the developers, the aircraft developers, to use that. So, oops, sorry for hitting the microphone. So I will ask them. I will ask about their take on inertia. I will ask them what they think, is now better with SU4 regarding inertia. And yeah, what they plan to improve for the rest of the year and going forward. Oh yes, Captain Nutella. Yeah, absolutely. Vector 787, one of my main priorities as well. Trying to, try and tell them that I still hold a valid 787 rating. See if they can. They need someone else to test their aircraft. Tell them I have lots of time on my hands, so. Oh, you're right. Yeah, you're right. I should be in meters, shouldn't I? You are correct. Yeah, it's because I zoomed here from Munich. So let's have a look then. Let's take Navigraph. Let's take let's see. Now the thing is though, you don't get any data here, do you, regarding the altitude? Okay, then we have to search for it online. Let me just search for it. But you are correct. We should be on meters. And China has a different system anyway, so right, so China flight levels. So there we go. Got a graphic here. Make it so small. China RVSM. Cool. Here we go. So, so we are going eastbound, meaning we should be in odd level. We are in RVSM airspace, so we should be about 12,500 meters. So let's have a look. Let's press meters. Oh, we are 12,500 meters. It should be, well, if you're absolutely correct, it should be 41.1, okay? So here we go, 41.1. That's the official level. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Dubai, 2K21, hello. You went to Hong Kong last year's Eve, nice. No fireworks, unfortunately. Okay. Well, I mean, Chinese New Year is on a different date anyways, isn't it? Then I guess they don't celebrate normal New Year time. Oh, TriStar. You know what? Now, I'm aware that a lot of people are upset with iniBuilds, and I fully understand. And, you know, if you boycott iniBuilds because of what happened with A350, the way it all went down, all yours. I'm not the person to criticize that in any ways. While there's a lot of things that I didn't like the way, man, this whole rig is squeaking, and I think it's to put some oil somewhere. So I understand that. So, but personally, I haven't had bigger issues lately with the A350, and if they have improved the roll sensitivity, and we'll have a look for the landing, see how the landing goes. It may not be perfect, but right now I don't really have, you know, that much to complain about it. You may have. It's all yours, no doubt. Now the TriStar is an aircraft which, again, how, you know, depends on how deeply it's simulated. Hey, Green Duck Foxtrot. And you know how immersed you can get with it. It may be a nice aircraft to have, yeah. Yeah, Mickey, me too. I'm also looking forward to the Vector presentation. Absolutely. Yeah. Ah, okay, Dubai. Okay, I understand, yeah. Okay, they cancel it due to fire nearby, okay. Oh, that's really weird, Lashley. Okay, how strange. That's a bit strange. Good. Anything else? Right. Let me have a look at Lilystad then. So, guys, is there anything you would like to, or you would like me to cover regarding the sim show? So what I can give you as an example, so they are having seminars. Now what seminars means, they are, I guess they're doing like on stage. Yeah, here we go. Guests taking the FSLabs stage. And so we're going to hear from Microsoft, Wind Control, Bluebird Simulations, Navigraph, On Air, Meridian, Aerosoft, Tolis, Moza, Virtualfly, Tailstrike, Vector. Big one for me as well. Excel Air and Flyby simulations, right? Now the thing is though, if I... Yeah, you have to book these, don't you? Hang on, let me just check. You have to book these. So Bluebird 757. Yeah, you do need a ticket. Yeah. Okay. Tickets. Let's have a look. Yeah, but I mean, I have the tickets for the show itself. Yeah, but I mean, schedule. But I mean, for the stage. For the stage shows, right? I mean, for the presentations, if you like. Guys, do you need tickets for the presentation? I don't remember last year. I think yes. I think you have to book. But the question, I'm trying to look at the page where you're supposed to book that. Can't see that. Or maybe it's not even open yet. Is the bookings open, guys? Because I can't find it. Yeah, easy. That's the thing, right? Yeah, so last year you had to, for the plenum, yeah, you had to... Ah, okay. So last year was on the day of the entry, Gerald says. Okay. Okay, thanks, Gerald. Yeah, okay. Then we have to keep our eyes peeled. So as soon as the bookings open for the plenum, so for these... presentations, then we have to book them quickly. At least the Vector. So you guys think Bluebird simulation should be a good one? I mean, they will be live transmissions anyways, right? They will do the presentations online as well, so you can watch that. But yeah, so the thing for me is, I definitely want to have. Yeah, I'll be there on both days. So this one, 11:30 on Sunday. And then 11:40 on Saturday already. Okay. All right. Weather is going to be nice. So not too warm, but no rain apparently. So weather is nice. Looks good. Looking forward to it. Dubai says the thing's a bit weird on Microsoft side. I think I don't even know when the last developer live stream with New York and a server. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. They have not really announced that much lately, have they? Hey Avenger, wie geht's? Looking forward to seeing you as well, Avenger. Avenger, are you gonna be there Saturday during the day at the event? So Nanak, for me, okay, you want to know when they release the tiller, okay, and for me, I want to know, yeah, the RMP panel as well, exactly, yep, exactly that. Cool. Oops, oh, I keep hitting the microphone. Sorry for that. Good. Remaining flight time, 1 hour 40 minutes. So we can see. There we go. And terrain is getting lower as well. So we already passed. Got some view of the mountains there. Himalayan bit, I guess, towards the west there. Wonderful, Avenger. Yeah. Then I'll see you Saturday. And again, if you want, you don't have to say hello, but if you want, if you see me at the event, don't be shy. Say hello. I don't bite, okay? And I only shout with Mark, okay? Mark is the only one I'm shouting at. But never without reason, okay? It'll be cool. Looking forward to it. Ready. It will be nice. So what do we have? Message record. All messages. So, oh, load sheet. There we go. That was it. Let's do that. Oh, really? Okay. So thank you, easy for checking. So this time for the presentations, no tickets, take a seat, first come, first serve. Okay. Then we'll try to get in as well as we can, yeah. Avenger, sorry. No, I know so Melinthi. Ali, hello to you. Okay, so reorganization, that means lots of reorganization on the Microsoft Xbox division. Okay. Hey, Landy, hello to you. Oh, that's really kind. Thank you so much. Landy, Yeah, we will see. I think, you know, with the Vector 787, I think my motivation to make tutorial videos will probably be a lot higher going forward. The thing is that I've got so many tutorials for the A320 on my YouTube account, and they're still being watched quite frequently, so they're still getting really good viewer numbers. But I'm a bit lost, you know, for planning videos, making videos, right? So the 787 could be you know, an aircraft. If it's that highly detailed as they promised, then that could kind of rekindle my fire to make tutorial videos. Pharaohbirds, hello. Exactly. This is what I look like. Welcome. Today I look a bit scrubby. Sorry, I just did some exercise before the stream, so. Easy, yeah. So Saturday, and again Sunday is for me is Vector at 11:30. Yeah, so Microsoft Wing Control. I mean, I think there will be a huge crowd for those seats there, and then actually it's 3 of them. So we've got 10:30 Microsoft, 11 Wind Control, and then 11:40 Bluebird Simulations. Record before FaceTime when he once said you would go to the event undercover. Yeah, last year I went to Lelystad, yeah. Which was actually cool because last year was a kind of a year where I try to figure out where I'm going with everything regarding my streaming going forward. And so it was kind of cool to be a bit undercover and just get a feel for the whole venue. I did meet up with some people from my community, and you know, I wrote them, we'll meet up at, you know, this booth or whatever, you know, at the cafeteria at this time. And in the evening we had a nice restaurant that we went to, and had a nice community dinner, a private community dinner if you like, with the Black Box community, which was great. And yeah, but this year I do expect to meet more people, and you know, that's fine. That's why I'm going there, really. So okay, Pharaoh, and welcome back. Good day. Hello to you, Rarai. Hello. I didn't, well, I did do one test landing, and the roll mode for me feels better now. Not quite as twitchy. Kind of responsive, like people say the A350 is, but not so exaggerated, my personal opinion. And I mean, I was a bit overspeed, so it did flare a bit, but it felt okay. We'll see. Yeah, exactly. This year I don't have to dress up as David Hasselhoff. Exactly. Yeah. So I do miss the Cosford flight sim venue, because the FS weekend is good, no doubt, and it has a nice atmosphere. I love the fact that they have the aircraft museum there as well. I very much like the Netherlands, and but I have some personal connection to the UK, and for me it was great because my wife then came along with me. She didn't really want to go to the FS weekend or the weekend show, but the flight sim show, but she loved being in the UK and looking at the countryside, enjoying the meals. Ghost, hello to you. And no, you don't want to hear me sing. No, no. So yeah, I do miss that. I do miss that. But I mean, for me to get to Lelystad is actually a lot easier than getting to Cosford. So, no, for me now it's a 3-hour drive with the car. Instead of you know, flying to Birmingham, getting a rental car, and then driving to Cosford. I've been to Kent. I've been to many places in the UK. I've actually lived in the UK for 5 years in my teens. So, hey, Fallon. Hey, Ali. No wonder you sound British. Yeah, I mean, my accent was so good when I left the UK that you wouldn't have recognized me being a German. Hey, Delta. And Yoda, wie geht's dir? How's the training going, Yoda? I hope it's all good. We flew from Munich, but I didn't take off in Munich originally. So I spawned there, but I used FSI panel to then put me to a position about 2 hours before landing. So it put me, let's see, it put me here. And then, yeah, now we're just flying the rest of the routing. Exactly, yeah. So we are flying the new black box caravan later, and I'm particularly interested in see how it handles on water as well. So, oh no, you got ill. Okay. Oh, 787 training starting in a month. Are you excited for that? I'm particularly interested what you're going to say about the 787 from a technical point of view as a mechanic, because it's a computer airplane. So many computers there. But yeah, definitely looking forward to hearing what you mean, what you feel. Right, let me just have a look here into the let's go. Oops. Let's do a quick walk in the cabin here. Oh no, I did not install the Lufthansa cabin. Lufthansa new design. Well, they waited long enough for their present seats, so did you hear that? Boeing received a huge amount of orders for the 787 now. Toilet, flush it. They got a huge amount of orders. Crew luggage only? Hang on. Oh, hang on. What's that? Crew rest? Oh, nice. Yeah, so they have a nice crew rest as well. In the A350. That's nice. Iowa Scotsman, hello to you. Big shout out. How are you doing? I've got to find a toilet first before I can flush one. Where's the toilet? Oh, here we are. No, that's can't open that. iniBuilds A350. Right, so let's find a toilet. I can imagine. So 3 months typewriting. Okay, that's a long time, yeah, for typewriting. But honestly, not surprised. The 787 is... It was so funny when we had some issues with, you know, with the 787 and we had to call in maintenance. You know, it was a fairly new aircraft for Lufthansa as well, so it was funny to see them scratching their heads trying to get a head around, you know, what's happening, what the aircraft has. But, wow, that's a small toilet. Blimey. Toilet paper. Why do you simulate that? Insta-buy. Oh god, you guys. You're kidding me. You guys are kidding me. So immersed, yeah. Yeah, they are. I mean, it's using differential pressure, so you know, clearing it by suction. So of course it's loud, yeah. We're even covering lure reports or lure reviews. What a word. Yeah. No. No, up to cut. Honestly, the thing is, so, oh, that's interesting as well. Is it still climbing the cabin? Hang on. Yeah, this could be bugged because I used the FSI panel. Let's look for the pressure. Yeah, okay. So, this is on me, okay, simply because I used the FSI panel. So I think we broke that a bit. So disregard that, okay? Maybe it'll stabilize. But no, I think, honestly, if anyone tells you that they could see, you know, that someone is flushing the toilet by looking at the cabin vertical speed, giving out a reading, I doubt that, honestly. I don't think so. I call that a rumor. Oh, it is about cycle it in manual mode. Okay, so manual, let's see. Manual auto. Okay, let's see if that fixes it. Thank you. Dave, I'm on you on that one. I would rather see them put every effort into the flight model than, you know, than to simulate or simulate the toilets. I don't see a reason to do so. Well, it goes to get answer the question. It does put in some water when you flush, right? But
a gift from me to you. Enjoy
Alex,
the gift itself.
Oh my god, Alex, gifting 10 subs. So Alex RLP, thank you very much. Big round of applause for that. That is so generous. Alex, thank you so much for the 10 gifted. All those that just been gifted, please say a big thank you to Alex here. Alex, I'd much appreciate that. Thank you so much for that. That is really kind. Thank you very much. And let me again say a big thank you to everyone. You know, you guys have been so supportive and so generous over the last couple of weeks and months. So thank you so much for that. And yeah, looking forward to, you know, what's coming next. And this weekend we will hopefully get some answers. You know, what's in the pipeline regarding aircraft and regarding hardware and so on for the rest of the year. Oh, get it. Okay, so you have to... Okay, let me have a look here. So, Let me go to pressure. So if we go to manual mode, cabin pressure manual mode. Alright, let's see. Then we'll go to... Let's dial that down a bit. Let's try that. Good. Alex, once again, thank you very much. That is, yeah, that's true. Oh no. Oh, oh, that's not good. Ay, 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 ay. Oh, it's going up again. Jesus Christ. No, we're good. We're good. Don't worry about it. It's all good. It's going back down. That doesn't matter. Guys, we're going to have to accept that for now. It's a bug. It's a bug. I don't know if it's a maintenance page for that. Hang on. Flaps menu, maintenance. Oh, hang on. What's happening here? It feels like a lot of websites are having issues today. So I don't know why. Let's do that. Well, at least Restream's having big issues, and then I have issues with SimConnect. Oh, and by the way, guys, I tried the latest. Driver from NVIDIA, installed it, and I actually got micro stutters. So I went back to the latest one that I had previously installed, and that's much better. So, hey, Sim Caesar, wie geht's? Greetings to you. Hope you're doing well, Caesar. Oh, that one. Okay, Mickey, that's what you meant. Yeah, yeah. It is. So you have, on the 787, you have obviously, you know, the normal kind of system pages, like you have here in the A350. But then, of course, if you want to, you can access some more highly detailed maintenance pages, something Yoda will have to do more frequently once he's rated on the 787. Yeah, they can then, you know, have a more detailed look at the systems there. Yes, Ghost, absolutely. I will try to, you know, wave at them and tell them, you know, that I am a rated 787 captain. So maybe that works. I will talk to them. I'll promise. I'll talk to them and see if I can get in as a beta tester there. Yeah, honestly, I'm surprised seeing that, and I would assume the real aircraft does it the same way. But it is a bit weird. I see the engines that way. Eventually, yeah, exactly. So then I become a beta tester for them, and then I can't tell you that I am. Oh, it is the same on the real one? Nice. Very nice. Oh, you're right. Okay, so let's prepare. We got, how much time? An hour? Hour, 20 minutes. Hour 20, hang on. Hour, 20 minutes, yeah. To landing. So let's have a look at the charts. Let's go with Hong Kong. Oh, no. Oh, these are the Lido charts. I don't... Which one? That was a FENIX, wasn't it? That had issues with the Lido charts? I don't really... Okay, I can't change that anyways now, so I have to stick with that. Okay, disregard that. Okay, we'll take that. So let's go star. So we are flying. It says 25 center. Let's just have a look at the ground charts here. Let's do ground. Alright, let's land 25 center. Okay, 25 center it is. Let me pin that. Let's pin that. And then we'll do star. It should be Sierra 2 Golf arrival. Sierra 2 Golf. There it is. So we will be arriving. And I remember that. I've flown to Hong Kong on the 747-400 many years ago. But I do remember that you had these arrival routes which took you, coming from the north, around the airport. So we'll take the Sierra 2 Golf arrival. And then we reach Ludla. And then approach chart 25 center. However, we need a transition as well. Star transitions. No. Okay, I guess we don't. So let's have a look again. That's via RIFME. Okay, via RIFME. And then we have... There we go, 25 right. Where's my 25 center? Of transitions. You guys like Lido charts as well? Yeah, I mean, I've grown up with Lido charts, so of course I'm a bit biased when it comes to interesting. Okay, so let's check how we get from Ludla. Let me get look at Navigraph. I'm still confused why, you know, from Ludla, how we get from there to the initial approach fix, which is RIFME. I mean, we can just close that, but I wonder how they do that IRL. I mean, IRL, I remember that we usually got radar vectors. We rarely flew anything beyond the last fix on the arrival routine. Jacob, yeah, I mean, in the air, the logic should prevent anything from happening if you put that crank. I would be very surprised if anything happens in the real aircraft, that is. Ah, okay, Yankee approach. Let's have a look. ILS. Yankee 25 center. Yankee 25 center. Perfect. Thank you much. All right, we'll try that one. Yeah, I appreciate that. We'll take that one. Authorization required. Yeah, we'll take that. Thank you. I appreciate the help. In the A350 high seniority only add to... Well, no, I wouldn't say high seniority. With these things, it's always a matter of, you know, demand. You know, and demand goes up as more aircraft are being delivered on a certain type. So right now, there's a lot of aircraft coming in on the 787 fleet at Lufthansa, so that's why they have a huge demand there. There are a few A350s coming in, but not as many as 787s. So it's always a matter of, you know, how long you're willing to wait for a certain type rating. But I mean, if you're patient enough, and if you're willing to go to Munich, maybe then you know, as a home base, then you know, you could get a 350 type rating. We could try. We could try the FLS system. Yeah. Okay. Let's have a look. Let's program that. So we're going to go to that. Let's go approach. Let's do the actually Yankee. There we go. Let's try the Yankee. Star. Yeah, that's still the same. And then we go by Lutla. Let's have a look here at the plan mode. Plan mode. Let's have a look if that makes sense. Yeah, looks good. Let's insert that. Let's have a look again at this. Right, let's go flight plan. Is there a way to zoom to the destination? Destination, there we go. Yeah, found it. Yeah, that looks good. So that looks closed. And we're going to shortcut at some point. Yeah, and then we're going to fly the RP Yankee approach. Yeah. Let's try that. What type ratings? Hey Samuel, I had the 737 Classic type rating, A320, 747-400, and the 787-9. And currently, I actually still have my 787-9, or actually my 787-777 type rating is valid until I think July this year. Munitos, yeah, thank you. Yes, Steve, a big thank you to Alex RLP for gifting you guys the sub. Yeah, I mean, it's you know what's weird? It's weird that last year they would talk as a PMDG last year on the FS weekend. They talked about the 747-100, and I even asked Matthias Koch why they decided to go with the 747-100. His reply was because they wanted to. Yeah, I can imagine. But year later, and it's not out. We're not hearing much. When was the last time we saw some pictures from them? Year ago? Yeah, I worked for Lufthansa. Yeah. Ghost? Honestly, no. I still do not miss flying. I mean, I miss flying in general, like, you know, steering an aircraft in real life, but I don't miss airline flying. And I look forward to the Cessna flying. So membership is paid now, so I can get an instructor, and I'm planning to do the flying in April. So hopefully, if I've got a buddy who's a 747 captain, a 747 instructor as well. So he's the same flying club, and he's an instructor there as well. So I'm hoping, because he's such a funny guy and a great pilot, so I'm hoping to get him as my instructor to get my PPL SEP up and running again. So yeah, we'll see. Yeah, Mickey, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, 100%. Good. Let me also then do the brake to vacate. Now we need to go to plum mode for that. Plum mode. And I did update the Navigraph database today, so it should work. By the way, do the A340 360? Yeah, they do, yeah. Yep. Yeah. So actually, they would actually be able to fly A330, A340, 300, A340, 600, yeah. Oh, nice. Ooh, great stuff. Look at that. So we're going to select 25 center. And then dry is here. So let's take that. Set brake to vacate exit. Oh, disarm. What? Huh? Ah, okay. Hold on. Give me a second. I need to start Sim2 Pit Pro here. Right. That's weird. Why isn't that working? There we go. Now it's working. Okay, cool. So now we can go set brake to vacate exit. Is it really 1,500 meters only? Okay, disregard. No, we're going to take Alpha 5. Yeah, 2,000 meters. That's better. 1,600 meters. Oof, that's going to be pot brakes. Yeah, we'll try that. So, and if we do a long flare, then it'll have to brake a bit harder. But that's a nice test. So, we've got 25 center, Alpha 5, brake to vacate is selected. And these are the cooling times. Anyone know what exactly these values mean here? I would imagine those are minimum turnaround times for the brakes. If you don't have brake fan cooling, that is. Or is that with brake fan cooling or something? Okay, so this is rollout time. Ah, of course, yeah. So this is rollout time, 62 seconds. Really? 62 seconds?
Welcome aboard the Captain Blackbox Twitch channel subscriber experience. Could new subscribers please...
So from the threshold until we leave the runway, 62 seconds. Hey, Malak. Pilot 19, hello. Thank you for the 62 months, Pilot 19. Thank you very much for that. So, okay, so that's, rollout time. And this one, I guess this is for the turnaround time without brake cooling. So brake fan cooling, and this is turnaround time with brake fans on. My guess, but it's a guess. Jen says it slows you to 10 knots, so that takes a while, whereas you can vacate high speed with more than 10 knots. Okay. Yes. I guess it's an option, airline option. You can order that with the aircraft, but here, this version here has brake fans, yeah. Exos, yeah, no, 60 to hundreds of seconds would be very fast, yeah. So runway condition, dry. I mean, we can get the weather first of all. Let's have a quick look here. So we go to... There we go. So currently... it's 0... Oh no, that's 07 actually. Simbrief, why did you plan with 25? Test. Okay, we've got to replan. So 07 center is going to be our runway. 1014, 23 degrees. So let me put that back. Then let me pre-select 1014. It's a nice feature here, the pre-selection up there. That's nice. Cool. Runway change, yeah. Yeah. Typical. Right, let's see. So then let's unpin that one. Let's see if we can do a 07 center. 07 center. That's LNAV, VNAV only. Now this will be 7 right. Ugh. Nah. That doesn't look nice. Okay, so we can only fly this LNAV, VNAV. Exos, I don't know exactly. So what's your criticism, Exos? What's something that you then decide to say it's oh, sorry, you mean it's in a very good state now? Oh, okay, sorry, disregard. I misread your message there. Let me land the aircraft, okay, and then I'll tell you what I think of it. So especially regarding the roll sensitivity and descent planning, VNAV, that sort of stuff. Yeah. Zulu seems fun. Okay, hang on. 7 right Zulu. Perfect, thank you. We'll take that one. So this one we can fly then with the approach mode, so the final approach mode. I'm not sure the FLS. I think that's something completely different, isn't it? So it's called approach descent. Okay. 18-hour flight, and it worked for you, Exos. Okay, nice, cool. Yeah. The thing is, though, so I sometimes see people post WASM crashes with the A350 on my Discord. So we have those kind of reddish displays, right? So I mean, post your remark here if you like, if you want. So anyone had WASM crashes lately with the A350 iniBuilds, like you know, in the last 1 or 2 weeks? There's an option to disable FLS. In the EFB or where? Okay, so let's change the runway. We're going to take 7 center. We'll take the 7 right. 7 right. We'll take the Zulu 7 right. Star is going to be now Sierra Alpha or Sierra 7 Charlie. Let's have a quick look here. That makes more sense. So we don't want that one. So it'll be these ones. So that would be 7 Alpha Charlie. Yep. So it doesn't really matter. Hang on. What's the difference there? Between the 7 Alpha, 7 Charlie. Ah, okay, that goes a long way around. That's a shorter. Let's take the shorter one. So 7 Alpha. Okay, let's take the 7 Alpha. There it is. And then via Limes. Let's quickly check that. Plan mode. Plan mode. Zoom in. That looks good. Let's insert. Yep. Also potential for a nice shortcut. So we're going to test the iniBuilds ability a bit. Okay, so what we're going to do, I mean, this will be a very, very hard kind of shortcut, but what we'll do, somewhere between Sierra and Kanto, we will give it direct to Silver and then see how it reprograms or recalculates the descent path, and how it covers that. One more thing I want to do quickly is let me go get the wind data. Insert. So let's have a quick look here. Descent. So let's check for wind. Cruise. Okay, cruise winds. Yep, they're all there. So again, no excuses. It has the latest wind data. And so currently, yeah, that's what we have, so no excuse. Mickey says you had quite a lot of wasn't crashes, also the 340, but not in last week's. Almost no, wasn't. Okay. Yeah, no doubt they had big issues initially with the WASM crashes. There's no denying, and that upset a lot of people for good reasons. But I'm just, you know, I'm just interested in hearing about people's experience now, if they tried the latest updates. Hey Voyager, wie geht's dir? Moin. Okay, so Ghost says it should arm the approach descent automatically for the AR approach. Okay. Anyone else planning to do a take a plane to go on holiday, and they're now just looking to book a ticket? Because I'm hearing some people tell me that the ticket prices are absolutely exploding right now. Especially on certain routings. Also, a performance better now? Okay. Yeah, Voyager, good to hear. Yeah, I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. Have I ever flown with... The name rings a bell. Was he the one that had the engine failure in Hanover? Oh, hang on. Oh, is that the one who was with Landshut? No, I think you mean he was... with the hijacking, right? Yeah, that's a hijacking co-pilot who became later a captain. No, No, I never had the pleasure to fly with him, no. He was on the 737 till 99. I guess then, because I was on the 737 from 95 to 99. So there's a good. I would have to check. I mean, I flew as a first officer, so there's a high chance, but I don't remember if I've flown with him. So maybe not. Maybe not. So Glenn, your girlfriend searched for a flight from Netherlands to Toulouse. 10%. 10% isn't as bad. I'm hearing like, especially the more premium seats, like premium economy, business class, those prices are going up huge amounts now. Ghost says, your dad had to pay 250 euros converting for a 1-hour flight. Really? Oh. Yeah, strange, right? Good, let's prepare the performance page. So let's go approach page here. And let's call up the data here. So we have the wind 90 at 11. That's good data, yeah. 90 at 11. Temperature is 23. That's nice, lovely. QNH 1014. 1014. And the minimums, Barrow. Yeah, so 1,000 just for a single trip to Amsterdam. Previously, that was enough for a round trip. Yeah. So so what I'm hearing seems to be, definitely true. Right, let me have a look here quickly at the approach chart. So pins. So the minimum for the RMP 0.3 is so 7 right is 430 for the Delta. 430. So we go here. 430. Oops. Barrow 430. For the minimums. Question now is, do we do config 3 or config full? Landing performance. Oh, select an airport. What? There we go. Landing weight 160.9. That sounds legit. Now config full. Reverse nose. Manual landing. Brake mode. I guess manual. Config full. Compute. Okay. So factored would be 1600. So 1900 or that Alpha 5 taxiway that we've chosen to brake to vacate should be okay. So that should work. And that's with config full. If you go config 3, should be okay as well. But I tell you what, let's do config full. I have a feeling that config 3 will be a bit more floaty as well. Yeah, let's go config full. That's fine. The approach will be 126. Transition 110. Looking good. Okay. Now the thing is, at some point, when you fly, at least back then, when you flew to Hong Kong, there was a changeover from meters to normal feet regarding outer limitations. So I think There's some boundary. Let me just check now where that is. It's on the OFP. Okay. Weirdly enough, it did not give me a meters. Oh, it did. Disregard. Hang on. Is that? No, that's track. Flight level 410. Nope. Oh, disregard. 1250. No. No, not seeing it there. Oh, hang on, let me check. No, yeah, you're right. I have to redo that. Good point, good point, good point. We have to redo the brake to vacate. Because we did change the runway. Cool. Good catch. Right, so we don't have to select 7 right again. So all we do is... Let me try Juliet 8. 2,300. Let's try Juliet 7. Yeah, so Juliet 7 is about 2,000 meters. We'll take that. Perfect. I appreciate that. Excellent. Top descent coming up. Fantastic. Oh, really? What, 359 is a Cat Charlie? Are you sure? It's a Cat Charlie aircraft? Okay. Yeah, Greg, there are a lot of displays here. But that's, I mean, look at even the GA aircraft these days. Look at the Cessna 172 with the Garmin 1000 these days. So, it's standard these days, isn't it? Hey Daniel, hello, wie geht's dir? Grüße. Grüße nach München. You really think it works here? So, so those two, you mean? So what should happen then? Okay, so right now, it just tells you pump's fault, which is kind of weird. I mean, it's not really a fault, is it? But okay, so let's clear that. Nope, systems status. Okay, and then what should happen? Yeah, you're right. So in order for the brake to vacate to appear here, we would call out descent items, flaps full, and then auto brake. It says, why is it brake medium? Oh. Nav accuracy downgraded. Are we having GPS jamming or what? I'm surprised, because we did select the brake to vacate, right? Shouldn't it say brake to vacate here? Yes, Cat Charlie. Okay, I'm just going to leave it there. But the minimum is the same, Ghost. But thanks for letting me know. So Cat Charlie. Okay, try to remember that next time. Good. Okay, so we have... Okay, now nav accuracy is upgraded again. Okay. For whatever reason, okay. But why isn't it... let me try that again. So brake to vacate. Zoom in. It seems like if it disappeared again. Yeah, there we go. Now it's working. Now it's got brake to vacate. Not sure why that was thrown out. But it's in now. Cool. Alex, as a result of the current situation in the Middle East, Air Seychelles will operate twice a week from Mahe, okay, via Hurghada. 2 minutes more, yeah. Yeah. Alex, I've seen this before, where, you know, due to some conflicts in the Middle East, a lot of changes have happened regarding, you know, routings and hub kind of systems. So as long as that conflict is ongoing, I don't think there will be much change. And Emirates is obviously really suffering at the moment, because of the daily kind of, you know, kind of alarms going off, and it's tough. It's going to be tough for quite some time for people to regain, you know, the trust that it's safe to fly there. Okay, so Dayan says you have to do the brake to vacate here and then immediately press that auto brake button. Okay. Ali did absolutely. That's why the ticket prices for Europe are going through the roof right now. Okay, thank you much for the link. Okay. So okay, guys, remember, all right? 350-900 is considered category Charlie aircraft, and the 350-1000 is category Delta. And remember, it's not the weight of the aircraft that governs the or the size of the aircraft that governs the category for landing. It's the approach speeds for max landing weight. Yeah. Is it really A380? I mean, the A380 has big wings, right? So it does have very slow approach speeds, yeah. So it's able to use the Cat Charlie minimums, yeah. Yeah, it goes to show, right? It's not a matter of you know, the size of the aircraft. MD-11 is Cat E. I've never heard of Cat E before. Yeah, crazy, right? 165 knots approach speed at max landing weight for the MD-11. And then try to land that beast in Mexico at high altitude. The ground speed is insane. Violet, good evening. I have no shares in that. Sounds. The only thing I've done is I have changed the volume mixers a bit because I found the exterior just a bit too loud. Yeah, Ghost, I did see it on the 747. And the 787 is also nice with that livery. Crazy, right? Yeah, MD-11 is a very unique aircraft regarding approach speeds, no doubt. Right, let me quickly have a look at this star. Oh yeah, we try to find out when we change over to feet instead of meters. Now, so this is still mainland China here. So Sierra, I think Sierra will be feet. So at some point we'll change over on our way to Sierra. Regarding, yeah, so somewhere here, like With descending and then just past Zulu Uniform Hotel, we'll change over the feet. Hey
Welcome
Lee,
aboard
wie
the
geht's dir?
Captain
Gute.
Blackbox Twitch channel subscriber experience. Could new subscribers please make your way to the first class cabin, where complimentary drinks, snacks, and premium flight entertainment will be served. Thank you.
Nothing beats 777 rotating 160.
Good evening everyone,
195
BB711
knots, yeah.
below.
Good evening, Lee. Vielen Dank für die 66 months. Much appreciated, Lee. Doing well. Looking forward to tomorrow. Exciting. So tomorrow we are going to Lelystad. So I am indeed excited about that. Why is my head cut off? Hold on. There we go. That's better. I've grown, yeah. Yeah, time flies, I'm telling you. It's already March. I mean, it's not long as April, right? But I love it. I mean, today again, it was so sunny, so beautiful outside. Yesterday, I went cycling yesterday evening. Beautiful weather. Still a bit fresh on the fresh side. At least yesterday evening was a bit fresh, but yeah, we tried something. So somebody told me to try out switch off the center tank, and then there should be a message coming in at some point. But I'm not sure what's supposed to happen now. Daniel said that. Maybe, so Daniel, maybe it has to do with the fact that we don't have center tank fuel anymore. Or is that the reason why you want to see that? Oh, it should have said the message no fuel in center tank. Okay. Yeah. All right. It is. It's Christmas soon. I'm telling you guys. Mark my words. It's Christmas soon. Better start getting those presents.
Yeah, right.
Every year's the same thing, and people panic because suddenly it's Christmas. Right? Yeah, almost around the corner. I'm telling you. Right, we've got descent coming up. So the total track mileage, 142 miles. So it does make sense. We're very high up. So let me dial that down. Initially level 200. And then I'm going to press on that. It has thrust, descent, descent. And we will go down. So let's see how that goes. Yeah. I am going to dial up the sounds again, just a tad. Let me go options, volume. I'm going to put this master to max. And then I can also dial up the Windows sound setting a bit more as well. You let me know if it gets too loud. If it overpowers my voice or something, then let me know, please. But before we have our Christmas celebrations, we have our 10-year anniversary. 10-year stream anniversary this year in October. Or was it September? Sounds okay. Wind's a bit loud. Okay. Cockpit winds. Not really. That doesn't really do much. I have a feeling it's the systems. Yeah, this is system sounds are loud. Will you take us out to dinner? That would be expensive, I guess. Oh, feels like 20 years. Oh dear. What makes you say that, Mark? Oh my god. Well, that looks pretty neat. Lots of big cities now coming up. Look at that. What is this? There's no airport here. What made you start the channel? Okay, so I was... So we're talking about 2016. 2016, I was flying the A320. And I was flying the 737 as a captain until 2012. So 2012, I had to go and fly the A320. And then at some point I heard about FSLabs making a highly detailed A320 add-on. And I was like, because I always kind of followed the flight simulation on the PC, right? Back then I didn't really do much flight simulation on the PC because there wasn't really any good add-ons that I liked, so I didn't really do much apart from DCS or Falcon BMS. That's sometimes what I used back then. Yeah, and then in 2016, FSLabs was released on P3D. No, sorry, on FSX. First of all, that's when I got FSX and FSLabs. And I was fascinated by how detailed the systems were simulated. Yeah, so I'm not even sure. Did I make a video first? I think I made a video on YouTube. And then Brennell back then, I think it was the guy that contacted me and said, hey, you should live stream. And I said, I knew what live streaming was on Twitch. I knew what it was, but and I had an account on Twitch for watching other people stream, but never thought about streaming myself. And then yeah, and then very basic, the basic setup back then. Set everything up, and then I think somebody then posted on Reddit, oh, Real World A320 Captain streaming on Twitch, the FSLabs A320, and then I had like 50 views, 60 views on the first stream, and it was fun. It was just fun to try out, stuff that people wanted to see, and so I could virtually open the cockpit door for people to look over my shoulder, and I could show them how these systems were being used in the real aircraft. And back then, not many people knew exactly, how to use it. And yeah, so that's how very quickly it got up to 100 viewers. I think it very quickly as well got up to 150 viewers. And then it just went from there. Yeah, terrain ahead, I think I was, yeah. At least an airline pilot, one of the first airline pilots back then. Yeah, no. Well, I mean, chain reactor, no doubt. I mean, back then my voice was very robotic. All right, I kind of had to find my style, which took some time, but the videos per se, those videos were thoroughly prepared, and they took a lot of time and effort to make. Yeah, and yeah, so yeah. Yeah. No, honestly, Ghost. I mean, sure, I imagined, flight sims to evolve. But back then, Scalaki was literally the only one that made hardware, but very expensive hardware. So, sure, I mean, there was the wish to have better. I'm going to go back to feet now. For better hardware prices, lower prices. But I think Microsoft Flight Sim, that really kicked things off. Because if you look at the rest of the add-on makers, like Prepared, or so Lockheed Martin Prepared, or X-Plane, they were kind of stuck. And then suddenly, Microsoft 2020 came along and completely changed the whole ball game, right? So that meant a lot more people suddenly got back into flight simming, or were new to flight simming. We're talking millions of people, right? So a huge amount of new customers came in, which then, of course, kind of motivated these add-on makers and hardware makers to come into the arena and try to profit from it. So a lot more competition, prices came down, which is great for us. Yeah. A lot of, if you look at P3D, how slowly it evolved and improved. Yeah. And I mean, I think we can agree that Microsoft Flight Sim was the kind of the last nail in the coffin for P3D. X-Plane 12 is trying to keep up by improving their base system. But as I've said many times, I prefer X-Plane regarding the flight feel, so the aerodynamic simulation. When you talk about realism, but for the graphics and performance, yeah, they can't quite keep up with Microsoft Flight Sim, so they're having a hard time, as expected. Oh, and just on the topic of graphic cards, DLSS 5, I'm kind of wondering, because there's already people, tooting, DLSS 5 to be the non-plus ultra for the flight sim world. But I'm saying, like, hang on. Are you sure? Because AI will then try to interpret your surroundings in real time and then suddenly add things to it. Wouldn't you have to add exclusions? Like, for example, here. Because then suddenly, if AI started to change around buttons and the look of the flight deck, just because it says, oh, I've heard this should look like this, or, surely you'd have to include exclusions. And then scenery-wise, I can imagine suddenly, terminal buildings popping up somewhere where there shouldn't be any. That's my fear. Oh yeah, we try to get to direct. We'll go direct silver now. Let's see how the aircraft handles this. So let's go direct silver. Insert. Now we should be a lot higher in the profile. Yeah, there we go. 6,300. Yikes. Speed brakes out. But now it has increased the speed restriction again. I'm going to keep the current speed. So recalculating the path. Yeah, look at the optimum path here. Crazy. Okay, so let's do that. I'm going to dial down. Silver should be... So let's go down to 110. Actually, this route. Let's go down to 6,000. That's the next restriction. 6,000. Descent out blue 60. Added prices? Well, some have, but some have increased, right? Thomas, no. Honestly, I am impressed. Let's say it this way. I'm definitely impressed by how the flight sims have evolved. No doubt. No doubt whatsoever. I mean, that's absolutely true. Can you guys see the displays good enough? I have a feeling that I'm kind of sitting back pretty far. So let me try to do that. Let's see position. And then do we have a HUD? Oh yeah. So there was a big big discussion going on about the HUD horizon line being wrong and the flat path angle indicator being wrong, right? Yeah, we can definitely switch on the seatbelt signs. Good, we got transition 1014 set 3 times. And then I'm sure we can read a checklist. Speed limit exceeded, okay. Just a tad. Now we're back into the profile. Speed brakes coming back in. Speed managed. Thrust idle. Speed limit is there. And so now we are going to switch on the lights here. And no, I did not get the HUD correction mode. No. But it's interesting. They argued that it would take a lot of programming and whatever. I didn't quite follow that. But so that is still not fixed, no. No, Nanak, I don't think, hello to you, I don't think they fixed this now. Because they said it's a bigger thing to change. Let's go for checklist. Checklist, there we go, let's do approach checklist. So, bar roll ref, 1014 set, minimum bar roll 430. Runway condition dry. Auto brake, brake to vacate. That's the approach checklist complete. Cabin is ready. Yeah, I don't think they fixed that one. Nice. Cool. True. The flat path vector on the HUD is very important. I fully agree. Yeah. Okay, so Devil Master wrote, you believe that they say it's all up for the developers. Like, they decide what affects DLSS5. Okay, cool. But then again, it's one of those things where we've got to be below 6 and so in between 3 and 6. Let's dial down 3,000. And here we've got to be 180 knots, 2,000 above. Yeah, so again, they're going to have to make a lot of programming then. And the same, we had a discussion earlier regarding the inertia. So with the SU4, Microsoft apparently added more inertia tensors, so data points, data refs, where you can tweak your own flight model with regards to inertia. So it's now up to the aircraft developers to improve on the inertia feelings of the aircraft. So honestly, so Ghost, I have some ghosting with DLSS 4, but not as much now these days. So as long as the descent rates aren't too crazy, I like DLSS 4, and because the performance is nice. It's nice and smooth, and my PC fans don't scream all the time. Organ, hello to you. Good evening. Have you heard any updates regarding Tolis? No, I can ask them on the weekend, Organ. So there we go. Now we're slowing down to 118 knots. The question is, what's the green dot? Let's go approach page here. green dot is 176 knots. Crazy. 176. The thing I would love to get an upgrade on my PC. The thing is though, that's better, isn't it? The thing is that the prices are just crazy. And honestly, yeah, my PC is fine as it is. Just go with the flow as it is right now. I'm just gonna have to wait for the prices to come down again. If they never come down, I've got a problem. Then I've got a problem. Good. Okay, so we have. It's a shame that the flight path vector is wrong, or the horizon line is a bit wrong as well. Because otherwise it's a nice clear head-up display. Nice and sharp. Really like it. LS remains off. Because we're flying the RMP approach. RMP 7 right zoom. So now we go down to 2000. Let's get the chart ready. Yeah, down 2000, 180 knots. Let's get some flaps out. Flaps 1, speed is check. Flaps 1. Oh, really? Yeah, bad timing, right? Good. Let's go selected speed. Lovely scenery here. There's the airport coming in view. And let's go flaps 2. So the final descent point is at somewhere in between those two waypoints.
2,500.
Let's check. Let's go approach, activate approach phase. Confirm. So we have alt, approach, descend. So we have the deviation bars laterally and vertically. And the missed approach up to 5,000 feet. So now just slowly capture that. Nicely align. That looks good. Approach, descend. 5,000 set. Gears coming down. Oh, I should zoom in there. Yeah, hang on. Still wait for the, oh, and, flaps 3. Speed check. Flaps 3. Oops. And flaps 4. Speed check. Flaps 4. Spoilers aren't. And then let's do the manual flight. Oh, can I change that really quickly? Oh no. Are we still live, guys? Can you still see the picture? Yeah, you can, right? Hope we're still live. Okay. Yeah, because my OBS on my side, it's frozen. Let's go manual thrust. Is it still live? Oops.
1,000.
Let's check. Okay. Good. Landing checklist was completed. Clear to land. I've got to go with the flight director down here, because that's the flight path vector's wrong. We're a bit low. So regarding the RMP
500.
approach, we are on path. But the we're not far actually.
100 above. 400.
We'll have to kind of ignore the flight path vector
Minimum.
there. Continue. A bit fast.
300.
It's nice and responsive.
200.
Oh, okay, very low.
100. 90. 80. 70. 60. 50. 40. 30. 20.
Now that's
10,
how pros do
5.
it.
So I've got spoilers, reverse are green, and brake to vacate. Reverse idle. Let's see how it does that with the exit. What you mean? Perfect. Auto brake off. Yeah. That's all right. That's good. Good. I like that. Oh. No, not this one. Hang on. What's happening? There we go. Right, let's, yeah, I'm quite happy with that landing. I think that was a nice landing. I'm going to park somewhere over here. Let's go... Auto brake on. Man, I'm so confused because, like I said, OBS is showing like it's frozen. But I'm glad the stream's still running. No, so the thing is my overlay, so the connection here, it's not connecting regarding the SIM connect. So it doesn't transfer values. Thanks, Ghost. Good, let's clean up the aircraft. Flaps up, spoilers in. We want to start the APU. Strobe lights off. Text that on. Wow, there's a lot of towers. I did check the scenery before going online today. And I was sure there's only one Hong Kong scenery. But there's so many towers here. Is that normal? Sierra 45. Let's quickly stop here. Let's get GSX going. Let's see from map. That's a great feature. Love that. So let's select the heavy. So I just assume that the big circle is the heavy stance, right? There we go, that's how hard this one. Yeah, I am using the tiller, yeah. It's kind of down, just left here below the stick. Good. So APU is available. And then quick checklist. So we've done the landing checklist. And then let's do the... It's just a parking checklist next. Okay, Sierra 45. Here we go. Nice and wide turn. The performance of the scenery is good. So, just some small stutters sometimes, but overall, I'm impressed. Because it's a huge airport, lots of terminals, and lots of towers. So before we hop off to the next flight, are you sure, madam? Hang on. I don't have the profile for this, I guess. Okay, maybe my bad. That's something I forgot to do.
Now that's how pros do it.
Maybe we'll. Yeah, I didn't install the new profiles for this. Right, hang on. I'll do a little trick here. Hold on. Right. Nothing happened, you see? We fixed it. Cheater. So, my idea is, what I want to do a quick visual pattern here in Hong Kong. So, a complete manual flight. To see how the flight model now works. Because, I mean, I couldn't really judge much now. It felt a bit flary. But maybe I just pulled back for the flare a bit too much, I guess. But let me just do a quick pattern. Completely manual flight. But otherwise, I mean, I didn't find any bigger issues. So VNAV seemed okay. Sequencing was fine. Performance was good. Honestly, right now.
Good night.
Ghost, good night to you.
Box.
Thank you much, Ghost. See you next week. Next stream is on Tuesday. So after the weekend, Monday, I'll take off to recover from the weekend, and then I'll be back on Tuesday again. But we're gonna have one more flight later. So today we're gonna fly the Caravan as well. Just make sure that you're not gonna all disappear. So we're gonna take live weather. Engines are available. Fantastic. Flaps 1. Select a load sheet here. I want to set this the same zero fuel weight as we just had, 153 tons. And we're going to set 7 tons of fuel. Instant refuel. There we go. So that will start up in a second. There we go. That's good. Yeah, exactly. Different for me this time. So I think we have to go to the secondary index as the engines are running. Let's do init here. So let's go from Victor Hotel, enter to Victor Hotel, enter, and then we're to flight plan. Actually, on secondary. So we get swap active. Then we go to flight plan again. Departure. Where are we? We are on 7 center, right? So let's take 7 center. No SID. There we go. And for the arrival, let's take 7 left for landing. So that we can do a nice visual landing. Okay. Just to get a glide slope there. insert, and then in it, fuel payload. So we have to fuel leak suspected. Good. So that's that. Performance. 140? No, that's 153. Good. Yep. Looks all good. Let's do auto brake. Flaps are set, and let's do the performance calculations, and then we're ready to go for a quick pattern. Let's see. Is the tiller recommended? The tiller I have, honestly, is pricey. I'm not sure compared to other tillers out there right now. But, I mean, the tiller is exquisite, has a very nice quality to it. I can recommend it. And I did buy it with my own money. But I think it is on the more pricey side. I'm not sure how much money the others cost that are out there. Yeah, we're flying one visual pattern just to, maybe do a go around as well. Just to see how the aircraft handles. Yeah. Good, send to the FMS. Confirm. We'll take, I don't know, we'll take 2,000 feet. That's good. Flat. Oh, it doesn't even work that way. Oh, it does. Alrighty, let's do that. So we've done that. Trim. Trim is good. So yeah, let's try this. Take off. Fornax, I'm not sure what they are recommending. I have it on linear, so thrust is set. Still a bit twitchy with the rudder pedals, in my opinion. 100 knots. Oh, now we've got a bit of lag here. Ay, ay, ay. Ooh, what's happening?
V1.
Okay, why is it laggy? That's right. Maybe I did praise the airport a bit too soon here. Main thrust. Fly it, and let's get the flight directors off. Just put it on. Main thrust. So let's level off at 2,000 feet. Let's keep the speed around here. Right, let's do 180 knots. Yeah, I like it. Hand flying. Rotation. I guess you just have to be careful not to pull too hard. So it does fly a bit different. But for the roll, I would say, so the roll, it's there. You get a good roll rate as the real aircraft would give you as well. But I have a feeling it's not quite as sensitive in the roll axis. So this is okay in my eyes. This is fine. This is something that doesn't feel completely off to me. Hey, chain reactor. Good luck on that. Good luck on that. Good. So let's do the. No, let's do this mode and then. So 2.5 mile offset as always. Yeah, let's do that. 2.5 miles offset. Wait for the beam position. So we would need about 60 seconds minus, well, we have no tail, so 60 seconds for the base turn. Good. And then we'll do the activate approach phase. Set the chrono, beam points. So activate approach phase, confirm. Here's now coming flaps 2. Gonna slowly start reducing to flaps 2. Not too much though. There we go. And to destination data. So performance. That was 11 months, wasn't it? So 40 seconds. 23 degrees. And the Canadian one 014. That's it. Yeah, we'll do one go around. Okay, let's say I'm gonna mess up the approach here, so time's up, gears coming down. Flaps 3. Actually, let's do a flap. No, let's do a flap 4 now, and then we'll do flap 3 on the next one. Flaps landing, so flaps 4. Let's do a quick alignment here. Okay. Yeah, I like the flight model. It's okay. Good, landing checklist is completed. Yeah, we're not. It's because we defueled the aircraft on the runway there. That's why. So we're currently about 3.5 miles, 4 miles. So we should be close to the glide slope. No. So then maybe I've miscalculated. Oh, we're way too close. Oh no. Ay. So let's see if we can still make it in the normal limitations. Light stops coming in. So 1,000 feet. We're limited to 1,000 feet per minute. Oh, well, we could still make it. So here's 1,000 feet per minute.
1,000.
Yeah, there we go. Let's check speeds. Oh, our spool up is long. My God, come on. We've got tailwind now. Huh? So earlier was it tailwind? We've got 14 knot tailwind. Well, that's a reason to go around. Lol. Yeah, it's definitely a go around. Yeah. Oh, I'm just seeing on YouTube. Thank you so much for all the likes, so for the thumbs up that you putting on YouTube. Good, go around. Flaps
300.
Speed check, flaps 3.
Don't sink.
We've got SRS Mantoga. Cause rate, gears coming up. So we have live weather. Oh, okay. Excuse. Why is it tailwind? Wow, that's a lot of engine power, isn't it? That seems a bit excessive to me. I know we didn't really pitch up high enough for that, but that seemed like very, very strong. We had 5,000 feet per minute climb rate. And still accelerated like crazy. Good. In this case, because of the wind, we're going to change over the runway. So let's do 2.5 left, shall we? 2.5. Yeah, that seemed very, very strong. But maybe it is that strong, I don't know. Let's do that. Let's get to approach phase. Let's. Historic weather is on? Hang on, what? Hold on. No, it's live weather. Or am I missing something? No, that's a... Hang on, guys.
$2,500.
Guys, hang on. If I put this to custom, guys, that's not... if I have this on custom, right? I can change the time, but this is to live tick to live weather. So to my understanding, it's using the current live weather, but we have a different time. If I untick that, it'll take the weather from this time, from earlier, right? Like this. Laufbahnasflug gab es auch First Officer die erste Reise. Ja, absolut, ja. Well, now we're getting like wind from the south. SimCaesar in the custom tab. Live weather is the current live weather. Yeah, that's what I mean, right? Caesar, right? Exactly, that's my understanding as well. And that is my understanding as well. Okay. Anyways, let's try that 1014 again. Try to get my bearings here. So let's try again. It's just a visual approach here on 7 right. And let's hope the wind is from the east this time. Just to make sure I don't fly into terrain here. So, speed Speed is good, so let's go flight plan. Actually, I tell you what, no, leave on 25 left. Let's leave everything on 25 left. We have the ILS tuned. 25 left. So we'll fly a bit more outbound. Descend 2,000 feet. Over water. I mean, to be honest, back just before the first Iraq war, we had first officers that were like 23, 24 years old on the 737. I mean, when I had my first contract, I was 26. But that was only because of a waiting time of 3 years almost back then. So if it weren't for the waiting time, I would have been 23 years old as a first officer. Let's get flaps 1. Speed check flaps 1. Yes, come down. Flag worked off, bird on, flaps 2, speed check flaps 2, 6 miles, not high. But this way we can try out the aircraft. I'm going to go config 3 for landing this time. So speed check, flaps 3, final setting. So gears down 3 greens, we've got flap 3 for landing, spoilers armed. Feels good. The roll now feels good. So I really have to work my magic now to get the aircraft down. Otherwise, you end the go around.
2,500.
Let's check. So 2,000 feet per minute is allowed now.
2,000.
Now we're allowed 1,500 feet per minute. Maximum. Yeah, at least now we don't have any more tailwind. So 1,500 feet per minute allowed. There we go, coming into glide slope here. 9 knots from the right. That's better. I'm really wondering about the low idle power that you can get with these Rolls-Royce engines. That's right, Trent, right? Yeah, they're Rolls-Royce Trent, right? Or not? Last checked. How come the glide slope shows on glide slope, but we look way high? What is it with the glide slope these days? It's a new scenery. Oh, and what's... No, disregard. I guess... I'm confused though.
500.
Yeah, it's 07. That's why we... Yeah, disregard. Disregard everything I said.
400.
Not concentrating. Flying around.
300.
Correcting. But what we can say is that the flight model is definitely better.
100.
And that's what
90,
counts.
80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5.
Much more control. Yeah, we've switched around 3 times the runways. That's why I got confused now. But anyways. So we could say the flight model is definitely better. That's the thing I wanted to try out. The only thing I'm not so happy with right now is it's a bit laggy. it's up to, it's got 60 FPS. It's fine. Maybe it's scene related. I don't know. But yeah, anyways, apart from the hiccup with the long runways and the ILS, but otherwise, all good. Yeah. So honestly, I don't find anything to really complain about right now. I'm not a real-world pilot on the A350. I've never flown the A350 IRL, so I can't really comment and judge if if it's too flary here. The roll is not stiff. No. Yeah, Reva would know. Yeah, he would know that. No, I don't feel that the roll is stiff. It's better than like previously. It was just way too sensitive, in my opinion. So I think they've done a good job on just tuning that a bit. Because previously, to me, it felt like a Cessna. Yeah, that's the thing about flap, right? So maybe in the real aircraft, they cut the power a lot earlier. You always have to imagine, just like the 787, the technology has just advanced, and these aircraft have become so much more aerodynamically clean, and the engines have become more powerful. So that combination means that they will tend to be more floaty and flary. So you have to adapt, the technique a bit. Good, but overall, like I said, I don't see anything bigger to complain about. I'm going to need about 15 minutes to set up everything for the caravan, get my yoke out, etc. So I'll be back in about 15 minutes, maybe 10 if I'm quick, and I'll see you, if you like, with the black square caravan. Exactly. All right, guys. Thank you so much. And once again, big thank you to Alex, ROP. Alex, thank you so much, gifting of 10 subs. Thanks to all the resubs coming in today. Thank you so much for that. And thanks to my moderators. Okay, see you in a few minutes if you like. Good night. I'm going to have to stop the stream straight away. No outro because my OBS is frozen. Hey. Look, that's what I'm seeing. Completely frozen for me. Weird. Yeah, I can't click anything. Okay, see you in a few.